Coming up in this episode of the Theme Park News Show, I share more details on the construction of Marvel Land at Disneyland Paris. I also reveal some exciting information on a world-first element coming to Bobbejaanland, along with talking more about Untamed at Walibi Holland. All of this and so much more. It's Friday, the 10th of May 2019, and this is the Theme Park News Show. I'm Sean Sandbrook and welcome to the Theme Park News Show. Now firstly, a bit of a channel update for you all. As you might have seen, it's been a very busy week for new videos here on the channel. Of course, we do upload daily to our YouTube channel, but this week there's been 5 new vlogs, so make sure you check them out if you've not seen them. Me and Alex went to Knutsford Fair. You then got a video filmed a few weeks ago from Gardaland at the hotels, having a look around those. And then not 1, not 2, but 3 different vlogs from Portaventura World in Spain, 2 from Portaventura Park, and the one that was uploaded yesterday, as in Thursday, from Ferrariland, that second gate park that's located next door. So make sure you check them out if you've not already seen them. In terms of what's coming up video-wise next week, of course, we'll be continuing with our Let's Play Planet Coaster series. The next one of those will be online over this weekend. Along with that as well, there's new vlogs to come from Lightwater Valley, Flamingo Land, and then we're into me and Harry's trip out to Germany to visit Heidi Park and Hansa Park as well. So lots and lots to look forward to, all leading up until that huge USA road trip that kicks off on the 10th of June. So just over a month to go, and honestly I am so excited for it. Anyway, lots and lots of theme park news to get through, and even more photos to get through later on as well. So let's kick straight in with a bit of news on the tracks. First up then, some exciting news on the expansion of Walt Disney Studios at Disneyland Paris. Now, it was announced about a year and a half ago that there was going to be 3 new lands coming to the park. One of them themed to Frozen, another to Star Wars, and the one that's going to be opening first, and what construction's already taking place on, Marvel Land. So I've got some more details to share with you on that. Firstly about the Armageddon site, and secondly about Rock and Roller Coaster. And I'm going to be sharing some images. A huge thanks to Inside Ears and ED92 for providing these images. They're fantastic. Great sites to look at to follow all that Disneyland Paris news. I've followed them for years. But yes, thanks to those for these images. Look at this. Our first look at the exterior to the new ride that's going to be on the site of Armageddon, themed to Spider-Man. And yeah, you can see there that a new building's going in. It's going to be double the size, around double the size anyway, of the former Armageddon show building. Yeah, you can see it's got a bit of a New York style dockyard theme going on there. But what's going to be inside? We knew for a while it was going to be Spider-Man, but inside we can see there's going to be an interactive dark ride, which is going to be similar to that of Midway Mayhem at some of the other Disney parks, like Hollywood Studios, in Toy Story Land, Pixar Pier at Disneyland, and so on. There's one at Tokyo Disney Sea. We're looking at something like that. However, maybe not that exact same system. We could be seeing a more modern system here. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we see something a bit like maybe Ninjago at Legoland, where you just use your hands to shoot things instead of actually having to pick up a gun and shoot at the screen. So that'll be interesting to see. But it's definitely going to be some sort of interactive dark ride themed to Spider-Man. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Looks very modern on the outside there with the theming, like all the steel girders and stuff. The inside, you can see it's only going to have 1 track, so they're not going for multiple tracks for throughput, which is also very interesting. But there you go. Let me know your thoughts on that. We've also got some more details on what's going to be happening with Rock and Roller Coaster. Of course, that's going to be themed to Iron Man. And yeah, this looks like it's going to be really good actually. Look at the building, like that's going to be staying, the coaster's staying, and the outside of the building is going to look a bit like that. A massive modern facade going all the way around there. Very different. To be honest, you can't even recognise it from what it looks like at the moment. Of course, it's closing the first week of September to start this transformation, and work's already begun on Armageddon. But yeah, this is going to feature this new exterior, new pre-shows. They're also going to be covering the launch. So if you've been on there at the moment, you'll know you come out of the pre-show area and then you walk around and you can see the whole launch area with the station. You're not going to be able to once it's themed to Marvel. You're going to come around that corner and I assume into like some sort of onboard show before it launches off. So it's all very interesting, it looks very modern. I think it looks much nicer than it does at the moment. So let me know your thoughts on that one. I know there's a lot of mixed opinions. For me personally, it's the least of the three areas that I'm looking forward to. I mean, I think Star Wars and Frozen I'm looking forward to more. However, I think this will be a great new addition to the park, and hopefully we won't have to wait more than a couple of years until this is going to be opening. We're saying 2021 they're sort of looking at, so yeah, not long to go until we should start seeing even more work taking place, and from September out the front of Rock and Roller Coaster. Next up then, I've got an update for you on the retheme of the log flume at Plopsaland in Belgium. It's been rethemed into Dino Splash and it was set to be opening this summer, fully complete. However, the park have now released that the work hasn't quite gone to schedule and it's going to open this summer but not with all the full theming complete. And then it's going to close again in autumn. They're going to carry on work throughout the winter and open it officially in spring 2020. So it was quite a big project and I have been following it quite a lot, and I did think maybe they've underestimated the amount of time that it's going to take to do this. But yeah, Dino Splash is going to reopen probably around July with a lot of its theming done, but it's not going to be fully finished. And like I said, that official opening will be coming next year. But yeah, it's a €5 million refurbishment what they've done, a full retheme, lots of new rock work. There's going to be dinosaur animatronics around, all the stations being redone. It looks really good what they've done so far. Obviously it's next to Heidi the Ride as well, which they put in a few years back, which is a nice little GCI wooden roller coaster. So that whole area looks really nice, and they've already got a Mack Rides powered coaster that runs around there as well. That's not quite heavily themed. So yeah, overall it'll be probably the nicest themed part of the park with all them areas together. But yeah, it's just if you are going this summer, it will be open only for a couple of months, but then it'll be closing again and officially reopening in 2020. Next up then, a very exciting update from Bobbejaanland, also in Belgium. Honestly, this is something that no one was expecting. The fact that Fury is going to be a world first, and yes, it's a Gerstlauer coaster what they're putting in. It's going to feature multiple launches and inversions, and yeah, it looks absolutely incredible. I've covered it quite a bit and showed you some concept art not so long ago and also an update, but yes, we found out from a spokesperson at the park that it is going to feature a world first element. So after boarding the train, the guests on the ride will actually be able to decide for themselves if they want to go forwards or backwards. So how this is going to work, because the coaster itself will run two trains, it's going to have like a turntable what spins round between the station and the track itself. And as it's spinning round, there's actually going to be buttons on the train, on each of the restraints, and you'll be able to press it and it decides which way you're going to go. The majority vote is which way it goes. So if everybody votes that's go forwards, it'll go forwards, or vice versa. So that is really exciting, isn't it? And also it improves that re-rideability of it as well. But yeah, very, very exciting. A spokesperson for the park has said that no other roller coaster in the world currently has such interaction. It also ensures a very high repeat value, so to go round loads of times, and it is set to open next month. So this is crazy. Like, theming's in the process of going in. The coaster track's not finished, no testing's been done or anything yet. I think they're probably pushing a bit too quick with this one. I don't think it's going to open on time, but I could be wrong. You know, I do like to try and stay as positive as I can do. I still think there's a lot of work to be done here, but then I'll think of it is a Gerstlauer, and I'll look at other rides that I've followed, been watched, and they soon get them complete, and the track's been going up really quick. So I don't know, let me know your thoughts. But me and Charlotte are going to be there at the end of July, so hopefully it'll definitely be open by then, and we'll get to experience Fury. So yeah, certainly very interesting. I love the sound of that. Next up then, I've got an update from Untamed at Walibi Holland. So much going on in Europe, I'm loving it. Yeah, we've got some photos that have been released by Walibi themselves first. So there you can see the double inversion element. That's quite interesting. Loving all these different elements that have announced gradually for this ride. Kind of like how they didn't go out there at the start and announce everything in one big go. They've kind of released stuff as it's gone throughout the construction process, so very exciting. And then RMC themselves have shared these 4 different photos, and you can see there the track making its way through the wooden structure. I really like that. That's one of my favourite parts of Steel Vengeance that's also an RMC coaster, and that was on the former Mean Streak at Cedar Point. But yeah, like, I love that, going through all the tracks, through the support structure, so that's really interesting how they've done that, and I think that will really make that part of the ride as it comes towards the end of the layout. And yeah, also the chain is now in place on the lift hill, landscaping works continuing, all set for a July the 1st opening. I have faith that they're going to make that. I think that's going to be fine. As long as we see the trains on the track in the next couple of weeks, testing taking place towards the end of May, early June, I think they'll have no problem in getting that ready for July the 1st. So again, me and Charlotte, as part of our Netherlands and Belgium and little road trip we're doing at the end of July, we'll be going here to cover that, along with Fury as well at Bobbejaanland. Certainly very exciting. Now, this is a coaster that I was only speaking about a couple of weeks ago and shared quite a big update from. It's Tiger at Linanmaki in Finland. Just got a small update for you now, and that is the opening date for this new Untamed Blitz coaster. It's going to open on the 18th of June 2019. I won't be able to make it for the opening day or anywhere near around that time because I'm on my USA road trip, but I will be going out there at some point this year, probably towards the back end of the year, maybe late August, September. But yeah, this looks incredible. I shared quite a big update a couple of weeks back, so check that out here on the Theme Park News Show. But yes, the 18th of June 2019 for the opening of Tiger at Linanmaki. It looks absolutely incredible and I can't wait to experience it. Final bit of news then is here from the UK, and that's from Chessington World of Adventures. And yeah, a bit more sad news from the park, and that's from Black Buccaneer. So I've said throughout this year that I've not been that impressed with Chessington's sort of ride lineup from the start of the season. And a ride that's still in bits at the moment is Black Buccaneer, which is their Huss pirate ship. We've kind of got a bit more information now as to why it is still in bits. It's been removed off the park's website, which is interesting. That's gone this week. It was still on there up to this point. And they've released this statement on social media just a couple of days ago. So it's a themed statement, so here we go. After sailing the high seas for 30 years, Black Buccaneer has run aground and unfortunately won't be setting sail in 2019. Keep a weather eye on the horizon though, to see if the most fearsome ship in Pirates Cove will take to the seas again. So that's basically a theme message for saying it's broke. We don't know what's going on with it. It might be removed, it might be coming back. It depends how much it's going to cost, basically. So it's a bit of a shame because Black Buccaneer is one of the best pirate ships in the UK, if not the best. That and the Bounty at Drayton Manor are my 2 favourites. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this, because we're starting to see a bit of a trending theme here with Merlin that own these parks like Alton Towers, Chessington Thorpe Park, that they keep the ride sat there for ages, then they just remove it and do a big statement. So I'm not that impressed at the moment with them, but there we go, we'll see what happens. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on Black Buccaneer. What's its future like? I mean, it's been there for over 30 years at the park. Will it stay? Will they spend the money and refurb it? Who knows? If anything was going to go, I thought it would have been Blade at Alton Towers, but no. And spent the money, they've gave that an overhaul, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Chessington do with this one in the future. It's now time for Where Am I? Where am I? So yes, welcome to Where Am I, the part of the show where you guys have to guess where I am from a zoomed in image. And you might see a little part of my body on there, it might be my arm, my leg, a bit of my head, whatever it is, you just got to guess where I am in that picture. And last week I shared with you this image just here, and quite a few people did get this one right. It was a bit of an easier one if you recognise the colours, that blue B&M track. It was, of course, Phoenix at Toverland. There I am in the wonderful themed area of Avalon. And we're going to be back there in July as part of this big trip that I keep going on about, this nice little road trip that me and Charlotte are going to be doing over the summer. So there we go. Well done to anyone who got that one right. It's now time for another image in Where Am I? So here we go. Where could I be in this photo? All you've got to do is comment down below. It is just for fun, and I'll reveal exactly where it is in next Friday's episode that'll be online at 5. So it's time for your theme park moments. The final part of this week's show is a place where you can send in the pictures of you at theme parks, whether it's you doing a crazy pose out the front of a ride, an on-ride photo, or maybe you've bumped into one of us at the parks. Whatever it is that's theme park related, get it sent in to us over on our official Facebook page via a private message and also on Instagram as well. Just search Theme Park Worldwide. So here we go, let's start off with the photos and then we'll follow on with the birthdays. So firstly we've got Ella outside the Smiler just there at Alton Towers. Then got Kurt and Kerry also at Alton Towers. Next up we've got Grace who had a picture there with me. And then we've got Lily May and Lily Alexander at Pleasurewood Hills just there. So thanks for sharing that one. Then got Abby at Pleasurewood Hills. Nice to see Pleasurewood nice and popular. Then got Joey with the Troublesome Trucks on-ride photo from Drayton Manor. And then we've got Tony who had a picture there with Mr. Lee Wood. We then got Finn at Pleasurewood Hills as well. Great to see you all going out there and seeing the park. I really enjoyed Pleasurewood. Then got Jess with a picture there with me and Alex. Following that we've got Rob who also had a picture with us too just there. And then we've got Hillary's family on Oblivion there as well. Hope you enjoyed that vertical drop. Next up we've got Matty, Alex, Sophie and Lucy on Shambhala at Portaventura. Then got Joseph with an Oblivion on-ride photo. And then we've got Regan at Legoland there as well. Up next we've got Laura who had a picture with me and Charlotte. And then we've got Kyle at Alton Towers there up next. We then got Lauren and Ollie with a Saw on-ride photo. And Joseph there who had a picture with me and Charlotte. We then got Chris who had a picture with me and Alex. And moving on we've got Anthony, Chris, Phil and Andy at Toy Story Land. There we are, hope you had a great time, love the photo. Emma's up next at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And then we've got Jack at Universal Studios. Moving on, we've got Rick on the log flume at Walibi Holland in 1996. That's incredible, what a great photo, thanks for sharing that. We then got Ben on Frozen Ever After there at Epcot. Moving on, we've got Ben and Laura at Chessington World of Adventures. And then we've got William at Legoland there as well, also quite popular this week, Legoland. Then got Poppy at Thorpe Park. And moving on, we've got Lois, who had a picture there with me. Great to see you, Lois. Lewis, sorry, my pronunciation's like I'm awful. Then got Nathaniel, who had a picture there with me as well. Of course, like I said at the start of the segment, if you do see me at a park and want to have a photo with me or anyone else from the channel, just stop us, have a quick selfie. We don't mind. It's always good to meet people that enjoy watching the channel. Moving on then, we've got Max, who had a picture there with Alex. And then we've got Lauren, who had a picture with Alex there as well. Next up then, we've got Kate and Hope, who had a picture with me and Charlotte. And then we've got Ola at the London Dungeon. Hope you had a good time, not too scary for you. We then got David with the stealth on-ride photo there. And moving on, we've got Philip and Joe with a rattlesnake on-ride photo. Moving on then, we've got Anne and her daughter outside Wickerman there at Alton Towers. Hope you had a good time feeding those flames. Also Alton Towers, we've got the Sydney family just there, so thank you very much for sending that one in. Then we've got Kobe with a Twister on-ride photo. Moving on, we've got Mason and Aston there at Wickerman. And then we've got Adam who had a picture with me there. Moving on then, we've got Neil and Aya on Wickerman there as well. Also very popular this week. Then got Matthew at Thorpe Park. Moving on then, with the last few now, we've got Joe on Icon. Then got George at Legendia, who did his 100th coaster that was Lek, and that's an incredible ride. I went there last year, really enjoyed it, so make sure you check out the vlogs. Thanks for sending that one in. Then got William with a Saw on-ride photo from Thorpe Park. And that is the end of the photos. So let's move on to the birthdays. A big happy birthday to Jess, Sid, Cody, Dylan, James, Vicky, Tyler, Sheree Gilmore and also David from me and Charlotte and everyone else here at Theme Park Worldwide. So there we go, we've reached the end of this week's episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Of course, next week I'll give you a bit of a rundown of me and Harry's trip to Heidi Park and Hansa Park. We're going to be coming back on Thursday, so as soon as I come back I'll be filming the show, ready to go for Friday at 5 here on Theme Park Worldwide. And make sure you stay tuned for them new vlogs from Flamingo Land, Lightwater Valley, and I'm sure we'll have the first couple of vlogs on as well from that Germany trip before next week's episode. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Sean Sandbrook, and that means it's time to cue those credits. See you all next Friday.